There has been much talk about the first flight of a U.S. Air Force drone, designed to accompany manned fighters into battle, which many believe will herald the beginning of a new era of aerial warfare. Looking at photos of the XQ-58A Valkyrie, it's easy to believe that something has changed. Today's drones, like the MQ-9 Reaper, are goofy-looking aircraft with big noses, old-fashioned propellers, and cruising speeds not much faster than a Cessna propeller. But with its twin tails, curved fuselage, and jet engines propelling it to near supersonic speeds, the XQ-58A looks like a scaled-down F-35 stealth fighter. The XQ-58A, designed by Kratos Unmanned Aerial Systems, made its maiden flight on March 5 at the Yuma Proving Grounds in Arizona. Designed for runway independence, the aircraft performed as expected and completed a flight time of 76 minutes, the Air Force announced. A total of 5 flights are planned for the Valkyrie, which is part of the Air Force Research Laboratory's Cost-Effective Aircraft Technology (LCAAT) program, which aims to develop low-cost, disposable drones with enough performance to be mounted on, and piloted by, a fighter jet. While the Air Force has declined to provide specifics about the XQ-58A, it is said to have long range and high subsonic speed. It is designed to be runway independent, suggesting it will be flown from rugged airstrips and forward bases. More clues can be found in the Air Force's $40.8 million contract awarded to Kratos in 2016 under the Low-Cost Attack Unmanned Aerial System Demonstration Program. The contract calls for a drone with a top speed of Mach 0.9, 691 miles per hour, a combat radius of 1,500 miles, a 500-pound payload, the ability to carry 2 GBU-39 small-diameter bombs, and a cost of $2 million each when mass-produced. The F-35 costs about $100 million. That sounds like a description not of the clunky drones we have today, but of a true unmanned combat aerial vehicle (UAV). In other words, a real robot fighter. Ironically, Australia may be ahead of the United States with its Loyal Wingman program, in which Australia is working with Boeing to develop a UCAV. At a recent Australian defence trade show, Boeing showed off images of what an Australian-designed air combat teaming system might look like. Like the XQ-58A, the Australian model resembles a stealth fighter. Boeing will develop 3 different prototypes of the drone, which measures 38 feet long, about 2/3 the length of an F-35, and has a range of 2,000 miles. The UCAV, the first entirely Australian-designed fighter since World War II, is intended for the Australian Air Force and is also intended for export to Australia's allies, including the United States. Loyal Wingman is designed to act as a force multiplier for manned fighters such as the F-35A, F-A-18F Super Hornet and E-A-18G Growler, as well as larger manned aircraft such as the E-7A Wedgetail Airborne Early Warning Aircraft or the KC-30A Refueler, wrote Malcolm Davis, a senior analyst at the Australian Strategic Policy Institute. Its primary role is to project power forward, while keeping manned platforms out of harm's way. It also seeks to protect fighting support, such as the Wedgetail, from long-range enemy air attack capabilities. Offensive air strikes refer to attacks on the lifeblood of an enemy's air power, such as destroying air bases and command centers. If the Loyal Wingman is designed to stop this, then the drone could be an air-to-air fighter and a bomber. But before we welcome the era of robotic fighters, there are a few questions that need to be answered. For example, the XQ-58A and Loyal Wingman drones will both be capable of subsonic speeds. While manned fighters won't operate at fuel-guzzling supersonic speeds all the time, they will still be able to accelerate when they need to get in and out quickly. So what happens if a manned fighter has to operate alongside a combat drone that has a different speed and maneuverability? Both the XQ-58A and Loyal Wingman would be controlled by a ground station or manned aircraft, although the Loyal Wingman would also be capable of autonomous operation, which would be a logical step for the XQ-58A. However, this would require several constraints, such as reliable communications and a control system that doesn't interfere with human pilots flying their own aircraft. Australia. Boeing unveiled the Air Power Fusion system at the Australian International Air Show in Avalon on Wednesday. The concept is designed to act as a loyal wingman to manned platforms and is being developed in collaboration with the Royal Australian Air Force. A prototype is expected to fly in 2020. The air power fusion system is being designed in Australia by Boeing Defence Australia and, according to Boeing Chief Technical Officer Greg Hyslop, represents the largest investment in unmanned development outside the United States. That's how confident we are in this program, its capabilities, its global business potential and our team in Australia, Hyslop said. Today is a big day for Boeing and a big day for Australia. The program is intended to develop the system for use by the RAAF and its Five Eyes partners and represents a significant defense export opportunity for Australia. Speaking at the event, Australian Defence Minister Christopher Pyne revealed the Morrison government would contribute 40 million Australian dollars, 28.67 million United States dollars, to the development of the system under Defence Project 6014 Phase 1 Loyal Wingman Advanced Development Program. This is the first military aircraft concept that Australia has invested in since the Boomerang fighter aircraft in 1942 to 1945, so this is a significant day, Pyne said. The funding will be used alongside Boeing's own investment in a development program of 3 prototype air vehicles. Boeing officials said the sum would be enough to test the Loyal Wingman concept, which could operate a manned platform alongside 4 to 6 operational vehicles. The air-power teaming system is a semi-autonomous, multi-mission system, capable of carrying unspecified weapons and can be controlled from a ground control station or from a platform it is escorting. Boeing's director for Phantom Works International Shane Arnott said no modifications were needed to the manned platform to control the Wingman escort. Arnott also said there was interest from other Five Eyes partners, but declined to say whether they had provided additional funding. The aircraft would be 38 feet long and would have a range of 2,000 nautical miles, according to Boeing figures. It would be capable of fighter-like performance and would be equipped with sensors on board to carry out intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance and electronic warfare roles. The first prototype is being built by Boeing Defence in Brisbane, Queensland, but Arnott would not confirm whether production aircraft would be built in Australia or the United States.